Hey everyone, this is Joey from the Wildwood Video Archive, and welcome to an episode of Wildwood's Famous Rides. This is the web series that goes back in time to explore the history of Wildwood's rides that once graced the Wildwood Boardwalk. On this episode, we're going to explore Morey's Piers Flitzer. This ride was suggested by a ton of you after it was announced that Morey's Piers is going to get rid of the ride this season. If you want to see a ride on this series, feel free to comment below. Also, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button. So let's get started. The German company Zierler Karussell, you know what, I can't pronounce this. Google, can you grab this for me?
Zierer Karussell- und Spezialmaschinenbau GmbH und Co. KG.
Or best known for short, Zierer, was founded in 1930 and created the model, the Flitzer, in 1969. The model name itself for the ride is actually called Flitzer, which if you translate it from German to English actually means streaker, which I don't think it's referring to what you're thinking. It's something else. Over 16 Flitzers were created, with 8 being placed here in the United States. Currently, only 3, including Morey's Piers, are left in operation in the States. The other 2 are located at Jenkinson's Boardwalk in New Jersey and Darien Lake in New York State, which means if we want to ride it, we can go up to New Jersey a little bit higher up, and we can ride it again. Morey's Piers first ordered the coaster in 1982, and it was installed on Surfside Pier in the spring of 1983 at the cost of $150,000. That is $386,512 in today's money. It's a lot of money for a ride. Morey's went ahead and kept the coaster's name, Flitzer, and gave it a space theme with its main color being red, because, well, I mean, it was the 80s, so it kind of makes sense. At this time, it was the second roller coaster on Surfside Pier. The other coaster was the Jumbo Jet, which was there until 1987. In 1988, when the Condor was added to the pier, the Flitzer found its new home right in front of it in the middle of the pier. For people my age, this is the spot you remember as a kid. You would grab your season pass bracelet across the way under the wipeout, which is where guest services used to be, and then you'd run across the way to get in line at the Flitzer. Anyway, back to the history. In the winter of 2005, the Flitzer was taken down to be refurbished. New cars were introduced, magnetic brakes were installed, and they had a new lighting system to make the place look a lot nicer. The biggest change that came in that 2005 refurbishment was that the coaster went from a red space theme to a silver and black surf theme, which I will argue that it seems like there actually is some water skiing in the background, because if you look at this photo here, it looks like he's holding on to something. Surfing, it's kind of pushing it. This was also the year that the ride was moved from the middle of the pier to the right-hand side. And believe it or not, it actually took the spot of another roller coaster, which was the RC-48. And well, we'll get back to the RC-48 another time. On September 11, 2018, it was announced on Morey's Piers Facebook page that they made the decision to get rid of the Flitzer. I know, it's not everyone's favorite announcement, but you knew this was coming, right? I mean, the ride was based off of plans from 1969, and with it being 2018, I think that the coaster had a very long run. The main reason why Morey's Piers decided to get rid of it was because, as they said in their announcement, that there was simply no feasible way to extend the life of the coaster any longer, which I completely understand. If you guys remember back in the 90s, from the 80s through the 90s, the only braking they had was someone actually doing a hand brake. Remember, the guy used to sit in a chair, he used to move 2 different levers. Yeah, they've really made improvements with those electronic brakes back in 2005. There is one thing we can be excited for. In history, Morey's Piers always replaced a coaster with another coaster. If you go back in time, you remember that the Flitzer came in and the Jumbo Jet disappeared, but another coaster a couple years later came, known as the Jetstar, and then a couple years after that, we wind up getting the Great Nor'easter, and a couple years after that, we had the RC-48, and to tie it all together, Adventure Pier at that time got the Doo-Wopper, which is another great family coaster. So I feel that Morey's Piers is going to go ahead and introduce to us a brand new revolutionary family coaster down the line. And they also said in their announcement that they are working on some family coasters, so I'm very excited for the future. So what do you think? Are you sad to see the coaster go? Are you excited for a new shiny one? Make sure you comment below with what you think. I want to thank you once again for watching our video. If you want to see another ride on these series, please comment below. Oh, and make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button so that next time we upload an article or a video, you can find out right away. Until next time, I'm Joey. Stay wild, everyone.